What's up, y'all? Your resident CityCast Chicago theater lover is back with another recommendation and world premiere. This time, I'm talking about Timeline Theater's homegrown play, Black Sunday. It follows a Texas family trying to save their farm during the Great American Dust Bowl of the 1930s. To say it was rough is an understatement. Now, while some family members want to pack up for California, some are still holding on to hope, even as one of the country's most destructive dust storms of all time is fast approaching. Take a remarkable trip back in time to witness this haunting story of climate change, migration, and family. The play is running now through June 29th. For tickets and more information, visit timelinetheater.com. Today on CityCast Chicago, it's supposed to be nice and sunny, making it the perfect time to get out and get yourself something sweet and cold. The team pulled up to enjoy one of Chicago's most iconic summer treats. We also talk about our favorite and the most overrated frozen desserts the city got to offer. It's Wednesday, May 22nd. I'm Jacoby Cochran, and this is what Chicago's talking about. We're here on Taylor Street in Little Italy, the home of Mario's Italian Lemonade. The 70-year-old shop just opened for the season this month, which makes this the perfect time and the perfect place to talk about the best frozen treats you can find around Chicago this summer. Maybe you spotted me saying we are here because I am joined by the entire CityCast Chicago team. That includes executive producer Simone Alicea.
Hey, Jacoby.
Our producer Michelle Navarro.
Hey, Jacoby.
And our newsletter editor, the one and only Sydney Madden.
Hi.
So, Italian lemonade or Italian ice is essentially a more upscale version of, let's say, a snow cone. So, the flavor comes from real fruit, particularly in an Italian ice. It's squeezed and frozen along with water rather than syrups poured over ice. So let me check in with folks. Simone, what flavor Italian ice did you get?
I got, Mario's has a spicy cucumber lime flavor, which I was really, really excited to try. It was delightful and refreshing and not too sweet, which is what I want.
Simone knew exactly what she wanted before we even got up there. And luckily, when we first got here, we were able to get in line, order. It probably took...
It took a minute.
90 seconds?
Yeah.
Like maybe less than 90 seconds with 3 people ordering 4 different drinks. But now there's a line of about... maybe 6 or 7 people. It's switching between 6 to 12, but they kind of get people in and out very quickly. Michelle, what kind of Italian lemonade did you get?
I got a mix of 2 flavors. I got grapefruit and pomegranate.
Ooh, for every size outside of small, you can get 2 flavors. And so I went ahead and got the grape watermelon, which is also my classic snow cone flavor. Shout out to 119th and State and Miss Smith, who had the best snow cones out on the street, who would always give me extra watermelon and extra grape. See it, from my understanding, this is your first.
It's my first
visit to Mario's Italian Lemonade. So what did you go with?
I just went with the classic lemonade.
You went with the classic lemonade.
It's what they're known for. It's what they've been serving for 70 years. Yeah, 70 years. And so, yeah, just want to try it.
So I'm going to pull this thing in reverse now, but I'm going to start with you, see it. So it was your first time having it. We got you a medium. What are your thoughts?
I liked it. It was very refreshing. I will say, as you can see, I did not finish much of it. It's just really sweet.
Mm-hmm.
You thought it was really sweet.
And I have a sweet tooth.
Oh,
and it's really, and
interesting.
I've been almost finished with the water too. So it's good. It's refreshing. I like the texture of it. It's just pretty sweet. So I think a small would be the way to go.
Nice. So I had the large. I still got some watermelon chunks. They're not terribly different, but it's a little bit bigger than yours. Okay. Mine is all gone. But I will say, and this probably is more commentary on my sweet tooth and the type of Italian lemonades, frozen treats I go for, I actually found it a little thin. I didn't think it was as sweet. But again, I'm a person who grew up
You like the syrupy stuff. You like the syrupy stuff.
And
the little hugs.
Drinking the syrup out the bottom of an Italian lemonade. And so I found it a little thin, but it was refreshing. It was good. I am probably also the only person who got brain freeze while we were sitting here. And it was in the opening 30 seconds. Which
immediately.
I just moved too fast out the gate. Moved too fast out the gate. Michelle, back around to you. Again, you got pomegranate and...
grapefruit.
What were your thoughts?
I always get the pomegranate here. I feel like every time I've come, I've gotten pomegranate with something else. I do like the pomegranate because I don't feel like it's as sweet. And so this is my first time having this specific combination. Grapefruit is my favorite fruit. So this is my go-to order now. It was my first time getting this combination and I really, really liked it.
What is in yours? So I know I have like some watermelon chunks left over in mine that were frozen. What fruit did they put in yours?
I got the chunks of grapefruit.
Mm-hmm.
It was
They had the
delicious.
peel on?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
got
they
the
still got the
peel
peel
on. So it's really good. I really like this.
Mm-hmm. And then Simone, you're the only one who I think kind of stepped outside of the box and the special, and it's empty now. So what were your thoughts on it?
I loved it, right? So yeah, cucumber, chili, lime, definitely more Mexican flavor profile, very classic. I love eating cucumbers with chili and lime.
Definitely sound like a margarita.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But I love it in Italian ice form. I think it's
Okay.
great. I will say I also had slices of frozen cucumber, which are really hard to eat. I've never had frozen cucumber like that before. And it was, it hurt my teeth a little bit to bite into it. But as it melted down, it was really nice. So yeah, if you like sweet stuff though, it's definitely more savory than sweet for sure.
Let's talk about our favorite frozen Chicago treat. We're not just going to keep this to Italian ice or Italian lemonade. I want to know, what is your favorite place to go, your favorite thing to get? Sydney, I am going to start with you. What's your favorite frozen Chicago treat?
When I was younger, I used to get ice cream from Fannie Mae's. We used to go like after the dentist, which seems like a bad time to go because it was just to hurt. No, I don't know why we went, or maybe it was after the orthodontist, but it was always back from the dentist. So we went to the Fannie Mae's. It's on Wacker in Michigan, I think. I would get like a strawberry cone or a mint chocolate chip. But I kind of associate it with like pain, but it was also good. It was like a treat after pain. So yeah, that's one of my favorites. And Fannie Mae's started in Chicago 100 years ago now, so it's certainly an institution.
So you're going to try and get over there this summer?
Oh yeah, for sure. I walk by it a lot, but it's it's like $4. I could go to Aldi. Hard to shell it out.
Over to producer Simone Alicea. For you, what is a place that it is not a complete summertime shot if you didn't enjoy this treat at least once or twice?
I gotta say, I have become a convert to frozen custard. This
You have been talking about the difference between sherbet and sorbet and custard and ice cream. You really got prepped for this conversation.
It matters. It matters. You got to know what you're eating. So right, frozen custard is it's not a thing that I ever really grew up eating because it's not really something you see a lot on the West Coast. And so I remember when I first came to Chicago, and the first time I ever had it was in Evanston. There was a spot, I don't remember the name of it now, that was not too far from Northwestern's campus. And it is just it's so rich and it's so just like decadent. And right, so frozen custard, if you want to know the difference, frozen custard, the main difference between frozen custard and ice cream is custard has eggs. It has egg yolks in it, like a regular custard, right?
Right. That makes sense. That makes sense.
Whereas ice cream is just cream. Like normally when I get ice cream, I want like a fun flavor. Like I want some fruit or some, I want chocolate. I want, you know what I mean? I feel like you got to dress it up. Frozen custard is the only thing. I will eat plain vanilla. And I will be happy. I think it's done so well. And my favorite spot to get it is Lickety Split up in Edgewater. It's such a cool spot. It's got this like vintage, like soda shop vibe. They've got all these vintage candies. It does get a line around the block in the summer, so it's tough, but it is worth it, and it's very good.
I will say, while I am a person who hates a line, I mean, how can you not be impressed? Like,
you know what I mean?
If I see a line, I might not get in it and I might not stop by, but like anytime I see a line outside of like Brown Sugar Bakery, I'm kind of like my mom. I'm like, ooh, I'm not doing that. But I am always like very impressed when people got one. And so shout out to Lickety Split. Yeah. So I'm going to go with an ice cream spot. And I had a hard time choosing between these two spots. One is in Bronzeville, and it's Sean Michelle's homemade ice cream. And then there's Richard's Supreme Premium Ice Cream in Pullman. But I had to go with Sean Michelle's because the treat that they have, the ultimate stress reliever, is a slice of warm, old school Southern pound cake topped with their famous Slap Your Son peach cobbler and grandma's old-fashioned vanilla ice cream. Now, I am somebody who likes good old-fashioned vanilla vanilla bean ice cream. I enjoy it when it's done well. But also, I like lemon flavored things. And Sean Michelle's has a lemon pound cake and vanilla ice cream, and they have a lemon sunbeam supreme. Go through their menu. Most of their things are named like very good. Again, my mama's famous Slap Your Son, honey cinnamon graham cracker, chocolate seduction explosion. They've got some really great flavors, all made in-house. And they also have a location out in Olympia Fields if you trying to check in with them. So big fan of ice cream during the summer, even though I'm getting to that point, y'all. My stomach is...
I know you've been on the lactose journey.
Last time I had
as well.
ice cream, it sucked.
That is the nice thing about the Italian ice and snow cone, right? It doesn't trigger any dairy sensitivities that may occur, although you don't get the creaminess.
Exactly. You just don't get the texture of good creamy ice cream. Is something that I'll go down fighting for.
Fun fact, though, sorbet, no dairy in sorbet.
I don't care, man. I ain't going for no sorbet. I don't want it. I don't want it.
I don't want it.
No, it's like frozen yogurt, G. Like, I get it. 2011 was fun.
I was gonna bring that up later.
Can I tell you?
How much?
Can I tell you? I was a plain frozen yogurt person.
Oh my god, that's so terrible, Simone. Do you eat plain Greek yogurt too?
Sometimes.
Oh my god.
Oh, gotta at least get the vanilla.
That's what I'm saying.
No, the
Gee.
vanilla is worse. You don't want it sweet. You want it like sometimes you would add.
Nigga,
Like,
that's exactly what I want. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
it should be refreshing.
I mean, you're probably healthier than the rest of us who have the
sure.
sweet tooth. It was better for you.
Yo, for everybody listening, I wanted to remind y'all of something. The City of Chicago Department of Business Affairs and Consumer Protection Office of Labor Standards oversees Chicago's landmark labor laws through engagement and enforcement. What does that mean for you? Well, Chicago's labor laws include minimum wage, paid sick leave, fair work week, wage theft, contracts for domestic care workers, and anti-retaliation. And even more, on July 1st, 2024, the following ordinances and update will go into effect. Number 1, Chicago Paid Leave and Paid Sick and Safe Leave Ordinance. Number 2, a 5-year phase out of the sub-minimum wage for tipped workers. And number 3, the annual minimum wage increase. Remember, the Office of Labor Standards processes complaints, conducts investigations, mediates disputes, directs settlement proceedings, issues violations, and if necessary, seeks licensure discipline against employers. For more information, visit www.chicago.gov/labor standards. And if you need to file a complaint, call 311 for Chicago labor law violations. Michelle, what about you? What is your summer go-to frozen treat?
So my summer go-to is just gonna be like a simple affogato, which is either like vanilla ice cream, or some places will be like do the traditional Italian way, which would be like gelato, and it's just like drowned in an espresso shot. And I love coffee desserts, so like when I was younger, I'd always be getting like the frappes and stuff with all the whipped cream and shit on it. And
Little Michelle with her frappes, her flaming hot Cheetos.
with the red fingers.
Yeah, right. Talk about 2011.
That was 2011. I was like in 7th grade.
I do feel like the affogato is the grown woman's version.
It is. It really is.
Of the Frappuccino.
Yeah. No.
I love that for you, though. I
Thank
love
you.
that you.
It's very classy too. It makes me feel classy. I'm just like, yeah, can I get an affogato, please? And it's just like good because it gives you that little caffeine boost, but it's still dessert. And it's good like after a meal or even just like by itself. And you can get it in a lot of places. So there's a lot of cafes that will offer it, but not all. And so just down the street on Taylor Street at Two Shades Cafe, they have one that has good reviews. I might get one before heading back home. But also if you want to do like the more like traditional, like with gelato, Amorino in the Loop, which is right off Michigan and Monroe. It's a gelato shop. It looks a little like tourist trappy in a way. But I've heard that the gelato is really good there. and they have it with gelato. So I want to try with gelato. I haven't had one in a long time. I feel like the times that I've gotten it recently has been with ice cream, and just like I feel like the gelato just be adding that extra oomph, you know, like it's a little more like. Okay, what's the difference?
Do you want to see Simone's face ready
wanna
to be
know.
like,
Do you
now
want to
that
know
you
the
brought up
difference?
another
The difference
ice cream
between
style
ice cream and
treat.
gelato. So gelato and ice cream are both made with milk, but the difference is gelato tends to have less milk fat and it is not whipped, so there's not as much air as there is in ice cream, and so it's denser.
I do like gelato. I'm a
It's
big
more
fan.
velvety, I feel like, and yeah, so that's definitely a spot to check out for. But like I said, you can really get it in any Italian restaurant you probably go to, or even just like a cafe will usually have it.
So we talked about some of our favorites, but right at this time, people are putting their list together. Chicago's best frozen treats, places you got to stop by this summer for a good dessert. So I need to know, what are the places or the treats you're not vibing with? It's not on your list, no matter how many people put it in your face, tell you have to go there. You're not stopping by this summer. You know, no tea, no shade, no disrespect. It's not for you. So I'm going to start with you.
Right out the gate, I'm coming out hot. I think the rainbow cone is overrated.
Crazy.
I think
Remind
the
people what the rainbow cone
Okay,
is, because they
right.
might just think that's you mean the whole building's overrated, everything they got?
No. I think the classic, iconic Chicago rainbow cone, as made popular by the shop in Beverly. You can also find it at Navy Pier if you so desire. It's a classic Chicago treat. It's made up of 5 flavors: chocolate, strawberry, Palmer House, which is vanilla and cherry, pistachio and orange sherbet. They are sliced and stacked into a massive cone, hence the name rainbow cone. I think it is beautiful. I think it is iconic. I spent many weeks on a pastel of my own hand holding a rainbow cone. I think
Shout out to the original photographer.
yes, photographed by our own Jacoby Cochran.
And we have gone.
And we've gone.
Like
I've
this.
had it.
It's good.
I don't think it tastes that good. I don't, number one, I don't think those flavors, like they're not flavors I would choose. I'm not that big on strawberry. I don't like cherries that much, like in sweets.
Facts. I do not like cherry flavored things.
Pistachio ice cream is hard to do really, really well. I'm really picky about it. I think theirs is okay.
I actually liked it. I really enjoyed the
I
pistachio.
do think
I'm
the
not gonna
chocolate
lie.
and pistachio flavors are the best of the 5 flavors. But when you have that much sugar stacked up into a big pile, it's just a lot to get through. And like, I couldn't finish it. It's just too much for me. So not only is it too much, I don't think the flavors are that good. And I think it's more for the visual than it is for the enjoyment of the taste.
I hear you. I don't go often, but I enjoyed it. It wasn't something that I grew up eating, but last time we went as a team, I don't know. I agree the chocolate and pistachio are probably the best on there. I'm not a huge strawberry ice cream person. I don't like cherry flavored things, but overall, yeah, it was an enjoyable experience. So yeah, I would agree. That's a hot take. Sydney, you had it. What were your thoughts?
I don't know. I kind of like it. I kind of like to eat with my eyes too. It's pretty, and the sherbet's good. I would get it. I don't know if I'd go like
But
out
would
of
you
my
go to
way
Navy Pier or to Wicker Park maybe to get it?
Well, it's opening close to me, so I in Wicker. So yes, I'll stop by. But no, I would not go all the way to Navy Pier for it or down to Beverly. Like that's a long journey for some ice cream. So
Michelle, thoughts? Rainbow cone? Yay, nay?
I'm pretty much on Simone's side. I've had it once and I wasn't impressed. Like
No,
I wouldn't
I
need to.
respect that.
Yeah, like I wouldn't go again.
That's
It
the
is
thing.
pretty.
I did it once.
That's enough.
That's
it
good.
was an experience.
Sydney, what is your least favorite frozen treat? You have, in the last couple of years, tried some of the Chicago staples,
Sure.
right? Rainbow cone, Mario's Italian lemonade today. What you not vibing with?
I don't think I'm really into like trendy ice cream things happening. So the froyo stuff of the 2010s that we already talked about, I'm really glad those days are past us. I will say though, the highlight of the frozen yogurt era for me anyway was downtown like Gold Coast Mag Mile area. I used to walk into Forever Yogurt and Yogurtland and get free samples and leave. I did that all the time, and I really miss that because I would just get full.
I was gonna say, speaking of like overwhelming treats, I feel like I've only had one of their basic milkshakes, but anytime I see a picture of like those JoJo shake bar
Oh my God.
milkshakes with like that look like a dessert
Are they the
Bloody
ones that like
Mary.
have a cupcake like
yeah,
on
like,
top
you see
of
it's
it?
like Rice Krispie
Yeah, that's
treats,
too
like
much.
a rim.
That's too
And again,
much.
I don't, and a cookie in it. I don't actually know if they sell them like that, but it has always put me off. Like just the pictures of them.
For a lactose intolerant person, that is not your friend.
I was just gonna say I've never been a big fan of the pile it on food trends when they put like 30 burgers on top of each other with like a chicken wing or like a crazy Bloody
Like in a
Mary.
Bloody Mary, yeah.
Yeah, or like those like shakes that are as big as your head. Like even those like helmets at like the socks or
Yeah.
like, because I can't really get down with those like that.
I will say you know who does a shake that I really like and like ice cream and drinks is Margie's, which I've only been to the one in Ravenswood. I haven't been to the original location, but right, this is another iconic Chicago spot that's been around for I think since like the 20s. Like they've been around for a really long time. I got a root beer float. Oh, it was so. Oh, I have a picture of it. I can show it. It was just overflowing with absolute goodness. And my boyfriend got a milkshake that was also delightful. And they do the thing where they like serve you the extra in the metal cup on the sides. You get all of it. So highly recommend that. And I think is a superior version to the. I don't know if you got to put a bunch of stuff on your milkshake. It's like
I agree.
gotta sell the milkshake, sell the product, guys.
Like any overpriced ice cream that is just like very cute, Instagrammable, like, and Jenny's is just like cute and it's like a little ice cream boutique in a way, and it's like really expensive and the servings aren't that, like, it's just not proportioned to the price you're paying. And so anything that's just like overpriced where I'm like, yeah, I could have just gotten some ice cream from the
Yeah.
store and it probably would have been a very similar experience.
I do think they like right. I do think with Jenny's at least like they're trying interesting flavors.
Yeah, that's that.
I don't think they always hit. Like I don't think they always work. They did have I really liked their coffee ice cream I got at Jenny's.
That's the one that I feel like I've gotten there. And then, yeah.
That one was very, very good. But yeah, they're very hit or miss. And then like when you're paying that much, you do not want it to miss. You know what I mean?
I've never been like, I'm craving Jenny's. Like, I'm like, oh, I'm craving ice cream. Oh, there's a Jenny's close
It's
by.
funny
I
'cause
guess we'll do that.
In Andersonville on Clark Street, the Jenny's opened like right around the same time as a Kilwins opened.
I do like a good Kilwins milkshake. I ain't even gonna
And
hold
so they didn't quite get the full like summertime shy experience. I will be curious to see what the competition looks like on Clark Street this summer.
So Jenny's, I love their birthday cake, their buttercream birthday
Everyone
cake.
loves the birthday
But I
cake.
tried that sweet cream biscuits and peach jam. But I'm just so conditioned on the sugary syrup. I am more likely to get a snow cone at a block party, a frozen lemonade from Baba's, which if y'all remember our episode with Monica and David, Monica described it as this really sugary thing that just sort of like makes her jaw
Yeah.
sort of give you that
Yeah.
that sweet face. I love getting brain freeze to a Baba's frozen lemonade, or I'll just stop by a Culver's and get one of them Culver's coolers, like a strawberry pineapple. That just hits Simone's face right
Joey,
now.
the amount
She
of
got
wrong
she
you
got
are.
the hand on the hip and the eye rolled, the eyebrows all like
The
I
amount
just
of
prefer
wrong you are.
the
I just-
syrupy sugar of a Baba's frozen lemonade, watermelon grape snow cone, or a Culver's cooler. I'm just more likely to get that this summer at a far. Like,
I'm convinced.
yeah, at a
Oh,
at a
like
better
my
clip.
tongue is like the film is like appearing on it just as we just talking about it. Like I can't with you. How are you gonna? How
I
are you
grew up
gonna,
on the little hugs, G. That's
I know.
what it is.
you got real watermelon in that Italian ice.
I get it. I like it. I do. But even as we described it in the opening, sort of an upscale snow cone. I like my low scale apparent snow cone. I just like my good reminders of Southside block parties, and yeah. And so the nostalgia for me wins out. Go to our show notes where you will see all of the recommendations that we made today. I want to give a huge thank you to the entire CityCast Chicago team. I do not get to see y'all in person nearly as often that I hope you all would like, but it was good to see y'all today. Another shout out to executive producer Simone Alisea.
Thanks, Jacoby.
Another shout out to our producer who has been handling this entire recording. A very complicated 4-chord setup over here with the headphones. Make some noise for Michelle Navarro.
Thank you, Jacoby.
And our newsletter editor, Sydney Madden, the one and only. Make sure you are subscribed to Hey Chicago. She ain't just working for this check.
And where can you subscribe, Jacoby?
Chicago.citycast.fm. Let's give a huge thank you to Sydney Madden.
Thanks, Jacoby.
And then you know what? Just for the hell of it, let's make some noise for our host today, Jacoby Cochran.
Owls? What was that? That sounded so weird.
Thank y'all so much. Before I let you go, remember the CityCast Chicago ecosystem does not end with the podcast. Head over to our website, chicago.citycast.fm. There you'll find our neighborhood guides, some more food and drink lists. You can even take our weekly news quiz. While you're there, sign up for our daily newsletter, Hey Chicago, to get all of these things in your inbox every morning, Monday through Friday, for the free. Of course, I got some good news for you. Jazzin' on the Steps is back in Greater Grand Crossing this Sunday. From 4 to 6:30, catch the Charlie Johnson Quartet rocking on the steps of St. Moses, the Black Parish. They'll also have food and drinks for sale. Grab you a lawn chair and pull up. As always, we appreciate you for listening. We're going to be back bright and early tomorrow. We'll talk to you then. Peace. Is a slice of warm, old school Southern pound cake, topped with their famous Slap Your Son peach cobbler. No, that was loud.
That was loud.
No, that was loud. Topped with their famous Slap Your Son peach cobbler, because we got respect for our mamas. We ain't out here. Damn, but y'all got respect for me. God damn.
This is a really turbulent spot.
And people who honk at, like,
There is a stop sign here.
yes, I'm like, what are you honking at a garbage truck at a stop sign for? Relax.
All right, can you take it from the top?
All right. Their famous Slap Your Son peach cobbler, because we got. Anytime I say slap your son, somebody's out there
so
like,
funny.
not my son.
It's so funny.
Not my son. Can this get a blooper? Just me restarting this over and over.
It is going to be a blooper.
You have an opening.
Go.
I think
I'm not
the
gonna lie.
pistachio and the chocolate. I think the pistachio and the we need to get a recording in progress sign.